Yeah. authentic transformation. It's who we are and it's what we do. And I want to hear y'all sing. Come on, stand up.
When I'm down and feeling blue, Spirit's working it out. When I don't know what to do, Spirit's working it out. Ups and downs I'll get through, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out. When I don't understand, Spirit's working it out. I know there's a master plan, Spirit's working it out. I'll just do the best I can, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out. Have no fear, have no doubt, Spirit's working it out.
Y'all, you thought that was good? We got Vic Sorrell today with Nikki Conley and Jackie Wilson. Welcome, welcome, and welcome back. I'm really excited. I heard them rehearsing, and whoa, it's going to be awesome. You better get ready for it. Okay, so we have the wish list still, and we're good on paper towels. Y'all are so amazing for bringing in all those paper towels and all that toilet paper. Wow, you are awesome. So what we need now, especially for me, is coffee creamer. Please, please, because I'll just take the dang spout and just send it down the gob. Seriously, you need it. Pee it up here.
What is it we need? What is it we need?
Coffee creamer.
Oh, thanks.
Coffee creamer. And we have a picture of it. Yeah, we got a picture. That's what it looks like, so bring us some. Okay, so there's a Leadership Council envisioning meeting coming up on March 29th following the service in the sanctuary, and there's also a membership vote on Sunday, March 15th, directly after the service. Mark your calendars. A membership renewal email went out last week. Please take the time to fill it out. There's an autofill form. Shouldn't be too hard. We just need to keep everybody's information updated for administrative purposes. If you prefer to do this by pen and paper, which is totally cool, go under the giant sign that says new member information, and there is some stuff there where you can just fill it out. There is also a new member induction today. Yes! What an awesome day! I am so happy to have the new members here. You are so welcome, and thank you for bringing your unique and beautiful energy here. We are blessed by you. There is also, the Welcome Committee is looking for big, big, big smiles to come and join the Welcoming Committee. So if you're interested in that, if you're a new member and you want to do something that's kind of low-key but still serve, just see Amy, and she will get you all signed up for the Welcome Committee. There is an Energy Wellness Center on Friday, March 13th. This is at 7 p.m. Healing practitioners are available for short sessions on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you haven't been to one before, first come, because the lines get long. It's a wonderful, beautiful atmosphere. And if you have to wait, they cultivate a beautiful meditative atmosphere, so it's really not like waiting. It's taking time for yourself to center. Okay, Friday, March 13th and Saturday, March 14th is a pranic healing workshop with Kim Fantini. You can tap into your life force energy to live energized. Friday's workshop is from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturdays is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can see Deborah Champion for more information. There's also a flyer posted on the bulletin board. Y'all, it's the first Sunday in March. Y'all know what that means? Birthday Sunday! Anybody who was born in the month of March, please stand up so we can recognize and sing to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. And we thank the universe for giving us such beautiful gifts in the month of March. Marcia, may I call you forward, please?
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's as excited to be here as I am excited to be here. It's nice to be back home, is what I think of is home. We're going to read our vision and mission statements, so you'll repeat after me. Our vision: to remember the universal presence alive in each of us. Our mission: we create experiences for expanding consciousness and awakening infinite possibilities. Exciting.
Thank you, Marcia. Y'all ready to sing again? Come on now.
I will walk it, I will talk it, I will be loved every day. I will live it, I will give it all along the way. If we want the world to see the love that lives in you and me, we gotta walk it, talk it, live it, give it every day. Talk talks and walk talks, but walk talks louder than talk talks. Talk talks and walk talks, but walk talks louder than talk talks. I will walk it, I will talk it, I will be loved every day. I will live it, I will give it all along the way. If we want the world to see the love that lives in you and me, we gotta walk it, talk it, live it, give it every day. We gotta walk it, talk it, live it, give it every day. We gotta walk it, talk it, live it, give it every day.
Feeling it move in here today. Please sign up for the Dotson Chapel food pantry. I almost said food factory. If it was a food factory, we probably wouldn't need to donate. But it's a Dotson Chapel food pantry, and they do need some donations. And you can sign up for it on March 14th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the sign-up sheet is posted on the bulletin board. Lunch Bunch is still meeting. They have a BYO lunch on Wednesdays at 11:30, and they are discussing The Art of Abundance, 10 Rules for a Prosperous Life by Dennis Merritt Jones. Please come and join if you are available midday. And Wednesday evening meditations are happening from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The Healing Arts Minute. Ooh, I'm
Sorry.
Healing Arts Ministry. Oh, this is the voice of God. That was neat. You can keep that. I like it. Okay. business. The Healing Arts Ministry has the Wednesday evening meditations from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This is a collaborative prayer and meditation based on the guiding practices of Myrtle Fillmore's affirmative meditations. Powerful, powerful stuff. There is a love donation of $10. The doors open at 6:45, but they close at 7:10, so we don't have anybody walking in and interrupting the session. Also, there is a chaplain meeting after the service. Please do not forget. And now we are going to welcome our new members.
People that are helping me, come on. Russ, do you have a microphone?
Yes,
Okay, good.
I don't have.
You don't. I said, do you have a microphone? And you said yes. Now you do.
Good morning, everybody. This is our Super Sunday, Super Tuesday for the Democrats, some people voting, but today is our Super Sunday with 11 new members. 9 of them here today. Very pleased to announce a number like that to increase our numbers, so we're very, very pleased. I'd also like to thank the other members of the membership team. They've also been very instrumental in putting everything together and making sure we get the new members to induct today. We'd just like to give special recognition and name Elsie Williams, Colleen Barber, Sherry Gentry, Amy Riddle, and of course my co-chair, co-lead, Margie Hart. So, big thanks to all of them today. The other thing I'd like to reinforce or mention again, the little commercial at Becky, be sure to re-enroll your membership for the coming year. Like she said, you can do it online or the forms in the back if you want to do it by pencil. So I'm just going to say it over and over again. Every year we have trouble getting people to re-enroll. It is very important for the church. So I would like to call up the new members to be welcomed by the congregation. Also at the end of the congregation, or at the end of the meeting today, Denise will of course be in the back of the sanctuary. We're going to ask all the new members to join Denise back there, and you will all have a chance to welcome them individually into the church. So I'd like to call up the new members one by one if they'll come forward. First is Luann Wheeler. Just ask her.
This direction. I have frankincense to put on you, so.
Maggie Loretta. Carolyn O'Neill.
She's excited, can you tell?
Patricia King. Lori Gilmore. Karen Burr. Shannon Doherty. Velma Vermillier. I'll call the last two names together, Gabriella Paul and Terry Abbott.
This crew of people, I'm not used to turning off and on all the time.
I'm just going to have two more names.
Gotcha.
Two members that are not here today, they had family commitments that made it impossible for them to come, but they have been attending whenever possible. Dennis and Sue Wolf.
Yes. So those of you that have been with us for a while know the drill. If you don't, just kind of follow along. Stand up, face these amazing people. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And now we have a song that Dr. Judy has written. We've been doing it for over 20 years, so.
Fellowship of believers.
chance to welcome them personally at the end of the service.
Well, now that we've had the pleasure of inviting all of our new members and welcoming them, please join me for the sacred reading.
Is this working? Yes. I am just thrilled that we have so many people joining our family today. So today, March 1st, 2020, I want you to remember that you are the greatest love story of the universe. And so, we affirm together, Aham Prema, I am divine love. Together, Aham Prema, I am divine love. These words seem like such a simple mantra, but this particular mantra comes with a warning. If you focus on it and fully believe the words and the thought and the feelings, you may lose your rational mind and run amok as an expression of sacred divine love. So, if you are ready to release all fears, affirm with me once again. Aham Prema, I am divine love. Every element in me loves the others, just as earth loves rain, sky loves sun, and sun loves the space it shines through. I love every element in me, just as space loves everything equally and gives itself as room for the others to be. I begin to breathe in the deep knowing of this simple and powerful truth. Aham Prema, I am divine love. Aham Prema, I activate the bridge of my heart chakra. Aham Prema, pulling me into alignment with the divine. Aham Prema, I come face to face with the divine, face to face with myself. I know the deep, simple truth. Every cell, every organ in my body is infused with the majesty of the divine. I rest in meditation. I luxuriate in experiencing this deep, simple truth. Aham Prema. I am divine love.
So I ask that you settle into your seats for a moment and do a reset breath if you haven't already. And just hear these words resonating inside your body. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. I am divine love. I am. Aham Prema. Divine love. And as I take my focus and put it on my heart chakra, began to realize that my heart is beating in rhythm with the heartbeat of the entire universe. Aham Prema. I am divine love. I begin to feel my signature vibration flowing, my greeting, my hello, my embracing love, my entrance into a room. Aham Prema. I am divine love. The universe knows me by this signature. The universe knows my vibration. Aham Prema. pure, divine love. Aham, prema, in the silence, in the silence. Oh, my dear one, beloved of my heart. Oh, my dear one, beloved of my heart. By what name shall I call thee? With what voice shall I beckon thee? Is it Allah or Buddha, Krishna, or Jesus, or simply my dear one, beloved of my heart? By what name shall I call thee? With what voice shall I beckon thee? Is it Allah or Buddha, Krishna, or Jesus, or simply my dear one, beloved of my heart, or simply my dear one, beloved of my heart. So I'm just going to ask that you do another reset breath. These are the words that I was saying, that you heard. You read them from the right to the left. They are Sanskrit, which are used in liturgical Hindu worship services now. So the word there on the right is aham, which is I am. The word on the left, actually, yes, on your left, is prema, divine love. And so if I am divine love, what does that look like? We've spent a whole month of February focusing on being love. But I don't know about some of you. I've had some moments of challenge. Anybody else had challenge? Yes. Being divine love all the time? Yes. And so this morning, I have the awesome chance to introduce somebody that you know. He is a very dear friend of mine. And I feel like we've had very similar parallel paths in the fact that we have wanted to be love channels out in the world from day one. Sometimes knowing exactly how to do that, and other days not having a clue how to do that. The other thing I want you to know about this gentleman is that, other than the fact that he is a dear friend of mine and Judy's, starting in April, May, and June, Judy and I are going to be here 2 Sundays a month. But this guy's going to be filling in for us. And so he's going to be assisting me with this service this morning. We did a service very similar to this, the Burning Bowl service, and it was so much fun that he actually came up and said, "Oh, I want to do this again." And I said, "So do I." So I thought today would be the perfect day. And so he's going to move forward and talk about this, and we're going to break the service up into 3 little sections. Vic?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wonderful to see everybody. I always like to say it's wonderful to be anywhere, and it's especially wonderful to be here. Right? So congratulations to all the new members. That's wonderful to see. I have a special privilege today in that I get to welcome a couple of friends here with me to offer some music today, so I'd like to ask them to come up. Nikki Conley, whom you all know. Jackie Wilson, whom you all will never forget. And as they get set up, I'll tell you a little bit of background about the first song we're going to offer. And what's so interesting is that the song is called Within, and really what it's about is no separation. No separation between God and the love that we are. It's one and the same, right? In and through. Omnipresent, right? And so this morning, as I was making my way from my home in Inglewood to the church, I came through Lakewood, and as I was coming through the little town, I noticed up in front of me there was a pickup truck with a really, really large dog in the back. Reminded me of an Irish wolfhound, a really large dog. And the dog was anchored on the back of the bed, but its head was reaching above the cab. This is how large this dog was. And so, of course, the first thing I go into is, I can't believe they have a dog in the back of a pickup truck. This day and age, we know better than to do this. That dog is in danger. Right? That lovely editor that I am, that I'm learning to love, because there's a gift there, right? I just have to learn how to temper that gift and how to love that gift and let it be used for love, right? And so as I'm letting it be used for love, I pass on the left side of the truck, and as I get to the side, I glance over, and this dog is in the most beautiful state of bliss. Its head is back, the wind is blowing through its, face, blowing on its face, and I thought, no separation. That dog knows no separation in that moment. And I had to share that with you all, because I realized that if I hadn't to quiet that inner critic, freedom. If you knew you had in it, yes it would. And would you give yourself permission? this life with no regret. 'Cause there is so much out there,
There is so much out there,
glorious to see.
glorious to see.
There is one decision, waiting patiently. I will be your witness, I will be your friend. Your dreams are my dreams, waiting to begin. I'm gonna hold your vision if you lose your way again. 'Cause I'm the one who knows you. I'm the love within. Love, love, the sweetest love within. Love within. Now can you look and see a difference? There is a difference in where you are and where you've been. You will feel we are eternal. We are eternal. Once you see there is no end. And I will be your witness, I will be your friend. And your dreams are my dreams, waiting to begin. I'm gonna hold your vision if you lose your way again. 'Cause I'm the one who knows you. I'm the love within. Love, love, the sweetest love within. Love within. Love, love, I am the love within. Love within. And there is so much out there.
There is so much out there,
It's glorious to see.
glorious to see.
And there is one decision, oh one, that's waiting patiently. I will be your witness, I will be your friend. And your dreams are my dreams, waiting to begin. I'm gonna hold your vision if you lose your way again. 'Cause I'm the one who knows you. I say I'm the one who knows you, yeah. But I'm the one who knows you. I'm the love within. Love, love, the sweetest love within. Love within. I'm waiting here within. Love, love, I'm the love within.
So you've now got me turned on there. There you go. So wouldn't it be nice if we could make it be that easy? If every morning we would get up and do our meditation and align with divine love and go out into the world just like that. So what is it that stops us? Ourselves. We have been focusing on the art of abundance, and we are on the fourth rule. I will remind you of the first three. The first one is be one with all of life. All of it. even the parts you don't want to be. The second one is understand that we live in an expanding universe, and I'm part of that expansion. So any energy that I put out there is going to get bigger. Do we remember that piece? And the third part is that I am responsible. People didn't go, woohoo, when I said that. I am, not me, but you. Say, I am responsible. You're responsible for your own consciousness. 100%. Nobody else is. Not your mama, not your daddy, not anybody else. You are responsible for your own consciousness. So therefore, the fourth rule is that if I set my intention to be love, guess what? Sounds simple, doesn't it? Okay? Wayne Dyer says that if I set an intention, what's going to happen? It's going to become my what? Reality. Do you believe that? I'm not convinced. Yeah. Because something gets in the way. We're going to talk about that a little bit. What else are you focusing on other than love? Huh, that was a deep. There's the deal. I was sharing with Becky that I spent all day long with my parents on Tuesday. All day long. All day long. And you all know that, I love my parents, and there is this love thing that is difficult. Logan and Vicki, who have been their caregivers, have moved and got their own house. So we're having conversations. They're not going well. I'm throwing out options. It's like, nope, no, no, no. And at one point in time, I got so frustrated, a thought went through my head. We were at Cracker Barrel. I could just reach across the table and knock their heads together. And I thought, Denise, that's not loving. Anybody else been there? Yeah. It's like, what about that two 88-year-old people who can't do everything that they need to be able to do? We got to get some help. Either, can we bring somebody in your house? Nope. Would you like to move? Nope. You're on a walker. You can't go up and down stairs. Would you? Nope. That was the answer to everything. And I was attempting to focus on love. I kept going, I love these people. Does that make sense? That's the issue, is it not? So before I pull my friend Vic back up here, one of the people that I know Vic and I have followed for years is Marianne Williamson. This is a quote that she put out there when she was out there running for president for a while. I just want you to look at this. Neither intellectual argument nor mere traditional strategizing will be enough to save us now. I was trying to strategize and intellectualize with my parents. You can't do this. They didn't care. Only a deeper whole person conversation that emerges from the soul, tapping into a higher frequency of love for each other, and the world will carry the power to override the otherwise dangerous consequences of that old big word. Denmore, holler it out for me. Demagoguery. And fear. Only a collective love will cast out a collective hate. Can you breathe into that? And what I know personally for me, before me, is I've got to have those conversations with my parents. I've got to have those deep, deep conversations. My mother said, I love my house. I've been in it since, she's been in that house since 1970. I don't even want to think about closets and attics. But she don't want to move. And she won't listen. And my job is to love her. Vic.
So quite interesting that she had a Wayne Dyer quote, because earlier this week, my path met a video of Wayne Dyer, which was a lecture he was giving probably in the late 90s. And I loved the image that he used to describe how we sometimes have a grievance within, and we want to be able to believe that it's about someone else's behavior. Right? And so this is what he painted, right? And I loved it. So how about we go to the doctor and we tell the doctor that we have these symptoms, and he said, oh, absolutely, I have a prescription for that. And I have this symptom and I have a prescription for that. And I have this symptom and I have a prescription for that. And then you get ready to leave the doctor and you say, well, I'll take the prescriptions. And the doctor says, no, 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 no. This one's for your mother. This one's for your father-in-law. And this one's for your boss. Because you're always looking outside yourself. Why would, we think that the medicine has to be without, right? Outside of ourselves somewhere, but actually, we are the ones that need that. We need that prescription, right? They don't go to the people that show up in our lives to offer us the opportunity to practice, right? I heard another really interesting lecture yesterday. I was cleaning the bathroom, Carolyn Mace. Anybody Carolyn Mace? Right? And she was talking about how, we just want to know, what is this? Why is this in my life? If I could just find out, God, why do I have to deal with this? Why can't you just make it work? You have all the power and the love. Why? It seems like it'd be much more difficult to orchestrate all this bull crap that I'm having to, sift through, right? Why? But what if we knew why? What if the answer was simply, so you can practice? So you can practice. Again and again and again and again, just so you can practice. It's there for you. You decide what it is. You decide what you do with it. You decide what you make of it. And so, I do believe there are only two emotions, love and fear. Marianne Williamson, A Course in Miracles. Although A Course in Miracles is not written by Marianne Williamson, but all of her work is her reflections on A Course in Miracles, which many of you are nodding and you know. Love and fear. And so this song found me about 15 years ago, and I've just kind of had it in my back pocket. I've recorded it about 6 times, kind of like Dolly Parton and I Will Always Love You. She just keeps recording it in different versions over and over. So I keep doing that same thing with this song, but I think we finally got the definitive version, and we recorded their background vocals in the studio last Saturday night. And if you've ever seen, and it's like watching them in the studio is like watching the Olympics. And you see the triple axel, right? And you're just like, wow. Except there's a third who's not with us today. He's in New York, where he lives. But this beautiful, effortless, seemingly effortless, harmony that they do, and I got to watch. And so this song involves those gifts. So thank you all for sharing those gifts. The only road to travel.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I am a dreamer, a true believer. I'm not a preacher, I don't pretend to be. But there may be wisdom divinely given in these lessons life has taught to me. Love thy sister, love thy brother, and look for Eden in each other. Let no nation make peace through battle. There are many gates to hell. Love's the only road to travel. And I have no answers to all our questions about where we came from and why we're here. But I am certain if there's a purpose, it was never to teach hate and fear. So love thy sister and love thy brother. Look for Eden in each other. Let no nation make peace through battle, 'cause there are many gates to heaven. But love's the only road to travel. Oh, 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 oh. Love thy sister and love thy brother, and look for Eden in each other, and let no nation make peace through battle, 'cause there are many gates to heaven, and love's the only road to travel. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Now sing it. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister. Let's all stand and sing it like we mean this. This is our ticket right here. Oh, love thy sister and love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Let's take that everywhere. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love thy sister, love thy brother. Love each other. Love each other.
So have we got it yet? As long as we stay in here, right here, and don't sit by somebody you don't like. Right? But then eventually we have to go out those doors and get in our cars and go somewhere. And the world. Anybody ever see things out in the world that you aren't really thrilled with? Gotcha. So, the problem, if there is a problem with this love thing, is daily dramas. You know what I mean by that? The Dennis Merritt Jones says this. Let me read this because I think it's pretty profound. Often our minds are so easily distracted by daily dramas and doings, the comings and goings of life, that we sacrifice our ability to focus our energy solely on the secret that love will set us free. I want you to hear that one more time. Just take it in. Often our minds are so easily distracted by daily dramas and doings, the comings and goings of life, that we sacrifice our ability to focus our creative energy solely on love, the secret of life. What would happen if we focused on love? So, I had another interesting situation this week, other than the Tuesday with my mother. I had a friend of mine who had to go to court. I won't tell you what it was about, but it is criminal court, so it wasn't pretty. And I had to go as a minister to be a character witness. And if I just had to go in with this person, that'd have been one thing. But there were 30 cases. We were not first. And so I got to see all kinds of stuff. All kinds of people in various and sundry attire and piercings and tattoos and funky hair, and that's just unity. Right.
It's just saying, sitting next to almost all of that.
And in sheriff's attire, in handcuffs, and I got to hear some of the things that some of the people did. And I was like going, reset, Denise. When is it in our life that we find us in the midst of something, find ourselves in the midst of something, and we know that we're not there really for anybody there, we're there for ourselves? Because every one of those people that were up there, I thought, oh, you did what? To who? And then I was like, okay, breathe. Non-judgment. Love. That's big, people. It's huge. How do I stay clear and clean when I think I know the answers to life, and then that comes in front of me and I go, ooh. What if I there was a 22-year-old boy there that had shot someone at a club when he was 21, because when he turned 21, he thought, I'm going to go drink and get drunk. And he had a gun, and guess what? He shot somebody. And he was so sorry. What made it even more interesting is that the judge in this courtroom, I went to high school and college with, so I was just sitting there going, I wonder what he's going to say. So, you know, I had to go inside myself and go, I can't judge this person. Because if I'm going to tell you all on Sunday morning that you need to be loving, I need to be loving. Even though when I heard that he went out to his car and got a gun and went back in and shot somebody, I thought, ooh, that's ooh. And then I was like, okay, wait a minute. I don't even know who this person is really. And I can sit on my high horse and go, that's nasty. I can't imagine somebody doing such a bad thing and they need to throw him in jail tomorrow. So it was interesting when I got up to speak for the person that I was up there speaking for. I thought, oh Lord, here we go. And I had to tell my name and spell Jurgen and do all that and tell them what I did for a living. And then after I got through with that and talked about this individual and how I knew them and how long I had known them, they said, do you have any nice, kind words about him? Because everything that had been spoken had not been nice and kind. And I said some things that I knew about this person that were nice and kind, and then they said, do you have anything to say other than that? And I said, you know, I attempt to live my life in non-judgment and forgiveness. And the judge, who was trying not to make it evident that he knew me, looked at me and winked. Because we went to David Lipscomb together, so that's what we were taught at some point in time. Do we try to do that? Do we see people that look different than us and go, ooh, I hope they stay on the other side of the courtroom. I hope they don't come sit by me in the restaurant. Of course, Judy this morning said, I don't know who that person on the left is, but that person on the right is probably Harper May when she gets a little bit older, my granddaughter, because she doesn't meet a stranger and she's only 3 months old. So she will be up there doing all that. Love is this, another Wayne Dyer quote, Vic. Love is the ability and willingness to allow those that you care for to be what they choose for themselves without any what? Oh my. Can you hear that? Of course, then I have to go back to my parents. Do I insist that they satisfy me and do it the way that I think they should do it? I can't if I really love them. Even though I have people all the time that are well-meaning, that are saying, you need to do this. You better do this with your parents. You better, and I'm going, you go do it first. And then I'm saying, if I am not going to insist that they satisfy me and what I think they need to do, then I can be truly loving. Can you feel that?
Yes.
That's difficult sometimes. So I'm going to set Vic up with another Marianne Williamson quote. This is actually one of my favorite quotes of all. We are not held back by the love we didn't receive in the past, but by the love we're not extending in the present. If I'm not extending love to all of those people I saw in the courtroom the other day, if I'm not extending love to them, I'm only hurting myself. I'm only having to take that energy back out with me. So Vic, bring us home here.
So this must be quote day. But you know, we have a lot of really beautiful wisdom about us, thankfully. You know, we have a lot of wisdom to rely on if we choose to do the work, to show up for love as love. Ironically, this week, a really good friend of mine added another quote to her email tag. You know, people have their signature line, right? Some people have quotes. When you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. Who knows who said that? That's a great... So this is Toni Morrison that said that. And so I thought, wow, that's a perfect parallel for this song, because this song talks about being here for love and the opportunity that is there for us. Even though if we don't choose, love will still beat our hearts. Love will still be there for us to support us in doing the things that it does without us having to request or intervene. But we also have this opportunity as creative, divine love intelligence, right? And one of the things that's so beautiful about this opportunity is that we have the ability to come in collective to affirm and to remember that we are creative and have a conscious choice what we create in the world next week, what we create in the world when we leave here today, how we show up for people when they're not behaving as would satisfy us. I love that. And it happens, right? But these are our tools, and this is our opportunity, and that's why communities like this are literally ushering in, allowing the global ascension that's occurring all over the world, right?
Yes.
We know what we're saying, right? The global ascension, evolution, a new way of life, more sustainable, a life that works for all. Thank you all for showing up to do that work. We're going to continue to do that work together. And right now I invite Nikki and Jackie to the stage one last time. This song I wrote with a dear, dear sweet friend of mine years ago, Amy Lee, who was the pianist at the Unity Church on Franklin Road when I first discovered Unity in 2007 or something like that, 8, I don't know. Ryan was the music director at the time. Yeah. So this song is called Here for Love. I hope it blesses you today. What do you know about love? Do you see it's the reason you're here at all? And have you noticed the power? Its light shines through to tear down your every wall, every answer to every question. Love stands here waiting with open arms, and it's up to you and me to build the world we see. We've got to trust the dream and move through the darkness. Oh, love is here for you. Will you be here for love? Oh yeah. remember that time. You kept on moving, though you did not know your way. Love brought the pieces together. Before you knew it, everything seemed to fall in place. Love is the vision and love is the way. We are the instruments that love wants to play. And it's up to you and me to build the world we see. We've got to trust the dream and move through the darkness. Oh, love is here for you. Will you be here for love? Oh yeah, love is here for you. Will you be here for love? Yeah. Love is the vision, love is the way. We are the instruments that love wants to play. It's up to you and me to build the world we see. We've got to trust the dream and move through the doubt and move through the pain and move through the fear and move through the darkness. Y'all sing, oh, love is here for you. Will you be here for love? Oh yeah, love is here for you. Will you be here for love? If you wanna keep love, release love. 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 All right. Thank you, Mickey Conley and Jackie Wilson. Thank you, everybody. Another gift. Appreciate it. Love you. Thank you to Unity Unleashed, of course, always.
Hello. Hi. Blue, please. Hi. Thank you to you, Vic. I appreciate it. That was wonderful. Y'all, give him one more round of applause. Wasn't that so good? Now, if you wouldn't mind taking your tithes, offerings, and cooperative gifts, holding them to your heart, and joining me in the prayer of abundance. I live in the midst of infinite abundance. I give freely and fearlessly to life, and life gives back to me. And if you would like to participate in the sacred walk of abundance, come on up this way, drop your tithes and offerings in the box, or in the bowl, and grab an affirmation right here. Thank you.
acknowledge that we have somebody different on the soundboard this morning. And you did an amazing job. And he even has blue hair, and he did an amazing job. Isn't that awesome? Yay! So we open our hands and our hearts and our minds. And we bless these tithes and offerings. We know they have been given from that space of love. And that is expanding the energy of love through this congregation and out into the world. And so may each of us leave today ready to be loved, ready to laugh like that wonderful child is laughing right now, ready to be the expression of love and joy and peace in our world. And so it is. Amen.
Now, before we get going with the prayer for protection, I would just like to ask you all, I will be performing in a concert on Saturday. It is a benefit for an LGBTQIA youth shelter. So it is for kids that don't have anywhere to go because they have come out. So this is at Honey Tree Meadery at 7 p.m. on Saturday. It's called Doing Good. So if you want to find it on Facebook, it's Doing Good. And y'all, it's Disney themed. It is all Disney. And there are so many local musicians coming out to perform Disney songs. And it's all ages. You can bring the kids. And it's $10. And not a penny of that goes anywhere but the shelter. The shelter gets every single penny. So if you would please come out, that would be amazing. Again, Honey Tree Meadery at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Please join us in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Bring it home, Pat.